get onto this, whatever we picked up on the way down gets thrown back onto the truck. Hence, we are driving the dirty Raptor. Shaky road. Over on the left is what used to be Tricky Ricky's house. Now we're going over Bad Boy Bridge, which is where the blind owl lives. Up on the left there, it goes up onto Pivotal Drive, up onto the top of that hill. I think I will put my headlights on. Definitely don't want to have your windows open now. Of course, when you're driving in real extreme conditions like this, they are made worse by meeting sections of the road which are not well drained, and you get terrific deposits of water like you just saw then, and they come on you by surprise, and your visibility is down to zero. So you've got to be aware of the road, know the road, and be ready for these places. And there'll be one coming up. I don't want to be going through this water. Mostly mud. It's coming down from the right hand side. So now that's all muddy water. Imagine what our truck looks like even now, but when it's dried out. And if you're not aware of it, with driving through these really bad sections where it's all water, and you'll see it splashing up. What can happen there if you don't watch your speed is that you can start to aquaplane, which is where the truck. Don't open your window, darling. What are you doing?
Sorry, just wake up.
And then you've got somebody sitting next to you who wakes up suddenly and opens the window. Go back to sleep, honey. Much safer when you're asleep.
Slow down.
See, so aquaplaning is where there's more water than can be gotten out by the tyres. The function of the tread, when they're designed for wet tyres, that's why you see when you're watching racing cars doing their job, they change the tyres to wet. There's wet tyres and dry tyres. The dry tyres are the ones that heat up and then they get sticky and they really stick to the road, gives them the maximum traction. But that's not how a wet tyre doesn't work like that. A wet tyre's job is to work like a squeegee and get the water out as the wheel revolves, and it gets the water out and gives you traction onto the road. When you go through water too fast, it can't squeegee away fast enough, and then you have people who are doing this. Now what we don't want, now this person here has got his hazard lights on, which is totally the wrong thing to do. Hazard lights are supposed to be for stationary emergencies, so that people who are coming up, especially in the dark, will see that you are stopped. There they're using them for I don't know what reason. Now the other thing is that as we're passing people, like you could see back then, now the kids for fun, they're already soaked to the skin, and what they can be doing for fun is standing next to these places where the water is being pushed, and they get a kick out of that. Now with the aquaplaning risk is if you're overtaking, like we were overtaking there, overtaking a tricycle, if you did come across a collection, a pooled water situation, and you start to lose traction or throw up a lot of water like that, you'd be very unpopular with the tricycle driver, and you could be at risk for losing control. This is the national highway, but it is only a two-lane. It's a two-lane road. But what on the island of the Hall, and it's not exactly a highly developed island, which is actually what I love about it. But here we've got tricycles coming the other way. That would be if there was water on both sides of our truck and we proceeded at speed like we're doing now, and that would really be a bad thing to do, because whoever would be in that tricycle would be soaked to the skin. They would be remembering the Black Raptor that did that, I'm sure. Unlike here now, the people with open bikes, we don't want to be stroking us, soaking them. And on this two-lane this road, which is, as I say, only two lanes, going to get water deposited on either side, like now. You can see that the truck is taking the main part of the road to avoid all of that. And look at the size of the truck. It takes up the entire side of the road that it's driving on. Now if you're coming in the opposite direction, this is why I hate going to Tagramaran. In Tagramaran it's a narrow road like this for certain stretches. This man is turning right, no indications, and you may have noticed no stoplights. So actually, if you're not paying attention and you're a foreigner, you're used to lights being functional, you cannot go down the road, certainly in California, you cannot go down the road with backlights that are not functioning, because some cop will be on your tail right away and you get a citation. Well, here lights are very low priority. So this is one of the reasons that most foreigners that you may see their blogs, if you were to ask any of them, how do you like driving at night in the Philippines, they'll tell you, we don't. In other words, they don't like it, and unless they cannot avoid it, they don't drive at night, because that's the safest thing to do, or the safest thing not to do. Now, still chucking down a hell of a lot of rain. We're doing, our speed right now is 40 kilometers, 40 an hour, which is actually quite slow. Now when it's really extreme, you'll see lots of collections of motorcycles. At the side of the road there's quite a few here and there along the way. There are little waiting sheds where you can take shelter, and unless you're like this guy and enjoy living dangerously, you'll be ploughing ahead, or maybe he's got somewhere important to go. But he certainly hasn't slowed down, has he? He must have been doing about 70 kilometers. Lots of roadworks here now. So they are trying to widen the national highway. They're widening it by stealing as much as they can on either side. So this usually is six or maybe 8 feet if they can, and they'll take that off and put drainage on the side. In those cases where the highway has been lifted to take them through low-lying rice fields, then you'll get walls built up. To stop you going off, that is. So it looks like we're coming out of the rain now. I won't be too firm on that. And we should be coming up to the PMP's checkpoint. I'm not sure how those guys will have, whether they'll have chosen to stay in this really bad weather. It wouldn't actually be practical. And what I've forgotten to do is, because of the heavy rain, I've forgotten that we've got all of our water bottles on the side. Do I want to
Later, it's closed.
Stop there?
Oh, no, it's not.
I don't want to stop there right now. I'll take a chance on it coming home. But they did have a checkpoint there, and now they've moved it, I think, over this hill. The thing is that depending on where they have the checkpoint, if people know that the checkpoint is there and they can see it from a distance, then what you'll have is a lot of people pulling in and waiting until they see the checkpoint has gone. So here's the checkpoint now, and it doesn't have anybody manning it. It's just got a couple of people who are sheltering from the rain. Actually, this long stretch always reminds me of driving in France, where they like to line the roads in poplar. Well, this is not, I don't believe that this is poplar. They actually cut the branches. They cut the branches half through and bend them down, and it makes them look like this. And this is one particularly flat section between a taffy and Taliban, all rice fields, and these are very successful rice fields. They're all irrigated, so even when we're in the dry spots, they're still functioning very well and flourishing. This road now goes off to the right, and that goes off to the new terminal. There's a new transportation terminal down there for the buses and all of the taxi drivers know that place. A taxi in Taliban is a tricycle. We don't have taxis in Taliban. We have, well, we have taxis, but they're tricycles, which you can see, and you can see here, look, they're numbered and licensed and regulated. You have to have a professional license in order to be able to do that for a living. On my Philippine license, it says non-professional. One interesting thing about the weather here, as far as rain goes, is that it's possible for it to be fine in Taliban, and if we text Nanai, she'll tell us that the rain is really heavy, or vice versa. It can be really localized. The distance between our house and Taliban is only about 22 or 23 kilometers. Going the other way towards Taffy, it's only about 6 or 7. And I wanted to keep the video on, particularly because this is our set of traffic lights, of which of course everyone's very proud. It's our only set of traffic lights. Now, because of the heavy rain, the traffic is going to be light. Certainly the motorcyclists will not be wanting to ride in that really heavy rain. You just get soaked right through to the underwear.
Underwear?
Yes. Are you not wearing any underwear? Oh, please, it's a family show.
Wake up na, baby!
Now this is something, it's interesting. You see how many motorcycles are there? There's a place opposite there on the left, our left, where they do repairs to radiators. So that's a place where they do it by the side of the road. There's all kinds of places that are opening up on the left here, but the new ones that open up are with the bigger companies can afford to allow for a little parking space. Over on the right there is Auto Supply. It's a tiny little shop, handles most of the needs of cars and motorcycles. It's a big glass shop. This is PP Coffee on the right hand side. with that little car there, look, Suzuki or Toyota. Mercury drugs. You can't get in. You can't get into Mercury drugs unless you have a mask and a visor.
What is visor, huh?
Well, all right, face mask.
Okay. Oh! Oh! Daman's lovely, oh. Sabi mo, daman lovely.
She's asleep.
ONS. I think the ONS attack.
She's asleep.
She's fighting with a roster, and I think in her dreams. Because she's hungry. Asa man dalat lovely sa Chowking or sa Jollibee?
We're going to Vidasto.
Nan, Chowking.
What? I don't want to eat behind the steering wheel.
You know, I told you already that I
Come
didn't.
on.
I didn't have bra.
No, you told me that you do, and then you showed me what was inside the bra. Remember?
I didn't.
I didn't.
Come on, please. I didn't do it. I didn't look at me. I just wear. I didn't change at all because I
There's
told you.
nobody. There won't be anybody in there.
Han. I told you already. I just want to drive. I just need to relax my mind. It looks like I am from the street.
Look out! The crack in the wakes.
See, it's full. Thank you, Han, for understanding. Next time, if I said so, you said look properly.
Listen, I don't care whether you're wearing a bikini. The next time we come in, we're going to Vidasto.
Yes, next time.
That's Vidasto on the right there.
Next time. See, it's full of people. Why is it? It's been raining. A few minutes ago, it's not raining. I know it's been raining.
And just what we were talking about, how local the rain can be,
Yeah.
and this illustrates the point.
Well, it's weirdy, darling.
Well, Taurus is closed.
Really?
I'm sorry, it's full. Now we've got to hold. So,
Look at that, there's a lot of parking.
you know what? We're going to park by the side here.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
And
That's
then
good.
nobody has to get late. Oh, I can't go.
Why? Oh yeah, you can
Because
park
it's
here.
double parking.
Let them find the parking. Well,
Double parking's a religion in the Philippines. It's
lovely.
my observation. Okay, we are done here. Thanks for being with us. We're going to find something to eat.
Asa ka? Jollibee or Chowking?
Chowking.
Chowking lagi ka. Daw.
Okay.
Tag two piece chicken
Bye
and
for
one piece
now.
chicken mo.